It's time for some Mass Marine to Grandmaster. In the last episode, we figured out one of the coolest cheeses yet, the double prong bunker rush sandwich. I don't even know how to call it, but that sounds awesome. Today's episode, we're going to begin at 3778 MMR. Let's try to get 4K. My first game of the day is against a Zerg. Now, in the last episode, I tried playing without stim and combat shield. I even tried playing without a gas. I think what would be fun to try in this episode is to try play with stim and combat shield, but without medevac. I think if you hit the perfect timing, it could work. If you fight a long battle without having medevacs, though, you will get absolutely obliterated. Obviously, stim pack does take away the HP of your own unit, so it is, you know, really tough if you don't have medevacs. I always like to say that Marines without medevacs are basically Zealots without charge, like very tragic. Now, I also want to discover some new cheese. If you guys didn't see the first episode, by the way, that cheese was so cool. I'm in love with the cheese I did. I'm 100% gonna try it again because I just think that was incredibly cool. And even I'm gonna try some different cheeses as well. It would be really fun. I have some really silly ideas. The thing that's funny with cheese if you're playing Marine only is that normally, you do some kind of cheese, and then you move on making cycles or tanks, right? So you're safe. But my follow-up is going to be to make more Marines. So I would do proxy Marine and then make Marines at home as well, which is going to make it funky. I think there's some... I actually had a crazy idea earlier where I would make a barracks at home, and then still proxy a barracks later, and then try to hide a bunker rush, because their scout will see that I just have a barracks on my own base, and then try to expand off of 2 barracks and do some kind of mass Marine timing from there. I think that would definitely be very funny. I'll probably try it out in this episode even, but we'll see. Now, I guess I'm also purple here. I guess I have the same color as the Cyclone Mine Challenge. I didn't know it worked like that at the transition between accounts, but I guess that is pretty cool. I guess purple does look nice. Now, I'm going to play Reactor first. I think I'm actually going to go for a fast 30C here and maybe try to get like a sick train of Mass Marine. You know, I'm the kind of player historically that always had really crazy ideas, but a lot of them, I never actually got to execute them. One idea that I always had that is probably... Oh, that's a very late hatchery, by the way. One idea that I always had that would be super cool is to set up like... Oh, he has a lot of gas too. Is to set up multiple streams of units. So let's say someone has 3 bases on a map where the bases are kind of spread. I always wanted to have like 5 barracks rallying to the main, 5 to the natural, and 5 to the third, and just try to stim and micro everywhere, you know. That's actually an idea I would love to try here. Now, my opponent is most likely cheesing, or he just forgot to stop mining gas. It's actually possible. I know it sounds silly, but definitely possible. I think I'm going to start mining these back minerals. Excuse me. Start mining these back minerals as well, so I can actually expand myself at some point. Now, I think to be safe, I actually have to get a bunker on the high ground here. I know it feels very excessive what I'm doing, but since I'm not going to be able to make Hellions, holding a Baning bust is actually going to be incredibly difficult. So to stop that, I'm just going to make 2 bunkers to stop the Baning bust early. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a Baning bust, like I said. Maybe he's just doing something really weird. Zerg players that are not pros. Oh, I actually talk about it. I don't complain about it, but I talk about it in like all my series. Zerg players that are not pros play so freaking weird. Like, they only do weird cheeses and stuff. So maybe this is another weird build where he mines way too much gas to actually not do anything with it. But I guess we're gonna find out. It could also be roaches or like maybe like a... Oh no, why are you mining there? What? You see that? That's actually a very weird behavior, right? I put it to mine this mineral, and then it came back and started mining that mineral instead. That's actually a little bit strange. Now, I haven't seen anything suspicious yet, so maybe nothing is coming after all. I would like to do some kind of move out at some point. I'm not sure when the right time is for that, though. Maybe I could do that 6 cheese as well on this map. If you guys watch my Cyclone Mine to Grandmaster Series 2, Terran did a really crazy cheese against me, where he pretended to expand, made 5 barracks, and then mined out these patches with mules, and basically walked 1,000,000 Marines in the back of my base. Like, that was actually super cool. That is actually a thing I could try. I could also just... Maybe, guys, I'm actually going to try that this game. If this game doesn't end early, I'm going to try to just make 1,000,000 Marines and actually go in the back of his main by... you know, what I call it, by muting the mineral patches and mining them out. You can do 2 meals. Now, I'm not sure how much gas I want to mine. I said I was going to play without medevacs, but I am going to get upgrades, of course. So I'm not quite sure what my builder is supposed to be. I might even have to get a factory at some point, because I need my armory for my upgrades, right? So actually, I think I'll just keep mining from this one gas. I'm going to stack a little bit of gas. As you can see, I have 400. But realistically, I'm going to spend that pretty fast. Stim plus combat shield plus 1-1 is already 400 gas. And then I haven't even mentioned getting reactors yet. Now, I think it could be nice to do like a little bit of a timing attacker. Or maybe scare him by taking the watchtower. Force him to make a few units. Always a very good move against Zerg. Zerg is just a balance, or not just, but Zerg is mostly a balance of making drones and units. And the worse the Zerg is, the more likely they're going to make too many units instead of drones. Like, good Zerg always make so many drones, because they just know how to be safe. So I think maybe even this move out here, pretend to have the watchtower, could already force him to make 20 links instead of 10 drones, which is huge. Obviously, I'm not going to bank on it. I still need to play the game. But I'm really excited to try walking to the back of his base log. That's going to be awesome to try. How many barracks do I make, though? I probably make... Let's see. Yeah, oh, he's making mutas. Okay. Making a turret feels incredibly stupid because my entire army is Marines. But I guess... yeah, might as well make a turret, I suppose. Feels really stupid, but it is what it is. So he's playing mutas. That means... that I think it's actually looking decent for me. But I can't attack yet, because with Mudas and Lynx, you can't really escape from them. They're just really fast units that you can't escape from. So I don't want to get caught before I have like a really snowbally amount of Marines, pretty much. And that is it. If I was doing something else, like maybe if I had medevacs or if I had mines to cover, I would totally go in there and just try to micro-run my Widow mines. But now, I'm just going to play it safely like this. I'm actually going to get a factory here so I can get an armory. I do think I have a sick... Oh, this is going to be a sick 1-1 timing, guys. I just need to make sure to save 2 mules. I believe you need exactly 2 mules to mine out one of the mineral patches in the back. And it's going to definitely surprise him if I take the watchtower and then follow it up by muling out the back. Let's see, how many do I have? Yeah, I have 2 mules right now. I think I can actually drop those and then I'll have 2 more in time for my attack. I do feel like my build was very efficient. I definitely can do a better build than this because my barracks production has not really been on point. And it's mostly just because I didn't have enough minerals. So I do have a little figuring out to do to play this style. I'm going to split a little bit in case it's burrowed banelings. And then from this point on, I'm just going to be rallying into the back of his base. Oh, there's actually a lot of units. Or a lot of mutas, rather. Okay, let's see. Oh, I only have 1 thingy. Oh, these SUVs are actually doing pretty good. Okay, there we go. Mine that out. No, don't stop repairing it. Ah, they stopped. That's unfortunate. I mean, I still have enough Marines here. Look, and I'm going to mine this out, and I'm just suddenly going to show up in the back of his base. There we go. This is going to be... He's going to be like, wait, what? That is crazy. He might actually not have creep here, which is really good against his banelings. Let's see. Yeah, he still has no idea, guys. Look, all of a sudden, I'm just in his main. There we go. 500... I hope he has spine crawlers at the front or something. I bet he has a lot of banelings that are just, like, out of position. Unless he was really playing mass meter for some reason. Let's see. Oh my god, this is actually a sick move. Shout out to that guy. I think his name was Hit. Archive Hit or something like that. Shout out to that guy who tried it against me in a game. This is actually a nuts attack on this map. Obviously, you can only do it on this map, but still, very cool. And actually, I can take a sick position here. Check this out. I can stand with most of my Marines on top here, and a few here. And then I can bait in his units. Okay, he does have banelings. I can bait in his units with my remaining Marines. There we go. Look. Oh my god, the position is insane here. And now the splits. Oh, the attack. Let's freaking go, guys. I want to see this from his POV, actually. Okay, he didn't have spines, at least. I imagine he must have had banelings at the front, though. I want to see it from his POV, actually. When did he realize? Could he... No, he didn't see it with the Overlord, right? No. Dude, I actually have a lot of units for this time. You see, the supply is even. Okay, he was actually playing very greedy. He skipped the baiting nest. I want to see what this looks like from his POV. He's just chilling. He has creep out. He sees a few Marines walking on the mini-map. I think he saw the Marines going there. It's suddenly... This is when he sees it. He literally sees it when I'm here. Loses his main base, loses the units, guys. This was a crazy move. Fantastic warm-up game. Let's move on to game number 2. Oh, if you have been promoted to Diamond 1 already, guys, like I always say, with Provisional MMR, it goes very fast. I think we're on about 5 wins. Next step, Master League. Alright, second game of the day. Ooh, I almost got tricked. I thought it was a Terran because of the portrait, but it's actually a Protoss player. Alright, second game of the day is a Protoss. Now, I would like to try play without medevacs again, but I really think if you don't play against Zerg, it's very hard to make happen. But once again, I like the challenge, so I'm just gonna do it, guys. If I lose, I'll switch it up, of course, but I'm gonna try to beat him without medevacs. And yeah, the best thing I could do is here just go for a 3 racks. Kind of the same build I did last game. But instead of the 3rd command center, go for a 2nd and 3rd barrack so I can actually hit really fast with a bunch of marines. Now, Otaku, also never played against him before, so I have no idea. I mentioned it a few times, but I always get tricked by those people that, you know, they have a portrait that's from a certain race and then they actually play another. And it's very simple. And especially when I'm recording, I pay so much attention to it because I'm really scared. I'm like explaining you guys how a TVZ works. And sometimes you also catch me double checking. Now, this guy was pretty sure he was Protoss because I really paid strong attention to it. I think I'm going to scout early. I think I might also try that cheese again that I mentioned earlier in this episode if we get another Protoss. Because that was just epic. And a lot of these bases have huge mains as well. Like, if you look at this main, you can easily land the barracks there, you know? It's actually... A lot of mains are built like that in this map pool. I don't know if that was on purpose. Probably not, to be fair. But still. Now, what I'm looking to find here is... If I played mass marines, I think most things are fine, unless it's like Colossus. Storm, obviously a big deal as well. I guess the thing that would be the nicest for me to play against is just Zealots. Maybe like Zealot Stalker. Like Blink into Charge, Zealot Stalker, that's a decent matchup for Mass Marines. Still pretty tough trades without medevacs, of course, but it should be decent enough. But if we're playing against Colossus, I'm really gonna have to do some freaking magic tricks to be able to beat that without medevacs. Like, medevacs offer you so much potential in dropping and stuff, but if you have to... I mean, if he sits on 2 bases with a Colossus here, I could be maxed, but I'll still just have to wait, you know? I mean, okay, if he really turtles on 2 bases and never does anything, I might make medevacs to actually make the game playable. But I want to stick to the challenge as much as I can, so here we go. Chrono boosting is gateway, no tech yet. I could try a really silly move and just hide my SCV here. Because, like, I feel like a lot of people don't actually pay attention. So maybe even though he can see the SCV didn't leave because he didn't see it with the pylon, he might still not check here. And you can see I'm hiding it as far as I can. I can barely see this being mined. But he doesn't actually see my SCV. And at some point I'm going to move it back into scout attack. Probably in about 5 seconds when the adept is out already. And 245. There we go. Should be a pretty good timing here. Okay, so we made a Stalker. Oh, he's going Robo. Yikes, guys. That is not what I wanted to see for this game. Oof. That, yeah, very like the Colossus. If I'm lucky, he's gonna go for some kind of aggressive war person play. But very likely it's gonna be Colossus, and then we're gonna have a very, very tough time. Now, one thing I could do is chill out here in the middle of the map. Snipe the Observer. That does require a lot of attention, but snipe the Observer. And then maybe surprise him in an attack later on. Because if he doesn't realize that I'm playing like a weird 3 racks, he might actually not be ready for me to stim in, even if he is technically playing with the right tech. Now the Observer's going to hit way faster. I don't actually have a scan for 25 more seconds or so. So that is going to be a little bit problematic. I'm not actually sure when Observers show up when they play Robo first. Robo first, you don't really see it a lot anymore in pro play, so I actually have no idea when it's going to be here. And it makes it a lot harder because I'm going to have to look all the time, you know? And there's also a decent chance he just sends it to my natural or whatever, so... I feel like I should be here about now. This is like a right timing for an Observer. Yeah, exactly. There we go. Alright, that's a really good start. And now... Do I want to try and walk over him right away? Or do I want to try and get a 3rd base first? I'm not so sure. I think it would be smart to do damage. At least try to do damage before a Colossus is out. Because after the Colossus, I'm going to have to rely on getting huge surrounds mid-map rather than actually being able to attack. So I might as well try to get some aggression in. Now it's actually still possible. Gonna wait for, what is this, 20 Marines? 22 Marines actually, not bad at all. And then I guess, like normally I would go for a factory now, but in this case I guess I'll just go for a double eBay. And then at some point if I have to, I can get a factory later. So I can get my 2-2 upgrades. And actually I guess I can use the factory as a scout as well, which is, you know, not really... Oh, there's a thingy here. I wonder if he missed my move out. If he made another Observer... Does he still have enough time for that Colossus, I wonder? Where was... Oh, he moved it. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what's up here. Hope it's not a Colossus anyway. It is a Colossus, yeah. Ooh, this is going to be a hard one, guys. Can't put it in either way. This is going to be a near impossible game. But the challenge is fun. Let's kill one Stalker. Okay. Oh, he used the overcharge for that. I actually don't mind that. That was completely unnecessary. He was going to win that fight very easily. Now, where is the Observer? Trying to scan for the Observer here. Now, I'm afraid I might have... Did he move it back, maybe? I don't see it. Maybe I'll find it later. I feel like I might have given myself an impossible challenge by trying to do this against Colossus play. I cannot quite think of an answer just yet, guys. Maybe it'll come later. Right now, I simply don't have an answer yet, so it's gonna be very, very hard. I think I could maybe make something happen with some counterattacks. I'm actually gonna make a few bunkers here to at least give myself a little bit of chance of defending an attack. And then maybe try to run into like 2 bases at the same time. Let's get my factory so I can get my armory up. Probably a second gas as well there. And as long as I scout well, I might be able to make the correct decision. Like, you know, sometimes you're lucky and you make the correct decision blindly, but ideally you actually, you know, calculate. Oh, his third base is done too. Oh my god, we are in a whole lot of trouble. Yeah, pray for me, guys. I hope you guys have some real YouTube comment magic here ready for me, because I'm a little bit in a little bit of a pickle here. Now my upgrades are pretty decent. I think it will be smart to keep some Marines in the middle of the map at least. And then I guess, yeah, I'm just gonna make more Marines. Like, I would like to make a 4cc here, but I think I really need to overwhelm. I also need to hope he attacks me, by the way. If there's like no attack, I am not quite sure if I could kill his army. Like, if he just maxes out, I think I need to bait him somehow. Oh, this is gonna be sick. Oh, this actually looks nice, guys. This is an opportunity. A really big opportunity. Yeah, let's freaking go. All right, okay. We're gonna get some damage in here, which is fantastic. And we have the bunkers at home. Maybe I'll make a few more here. Let's see. I'm just gonna keep on running, really. Okay. I'm gonna lose 5 zealots here too, pretty much for free as well, which is super nice. Maybe I can kill more and more pro. I hope he came back, by the way. I really hope he came back for this. If he's in my face, it's gonna be tough. I don't feel like at this point, okay. He is actually there already. Yeah. Oh, Warpism. Yes, okay. Well, he's actually very deep here, guys. He actually stutter stepped into my units. If I now split the Marines, like a god, maybe. Oh, it's so hard to kill these, though. Okay, we're gonna get one of these Colossus at least. More splits? Oh my god. This is what I was talking about, guys. You see how insane it is, right? Colossus against Marines is one of the most imbalanced matchups in the game. And I don't mean that as a whine. It's just like, you know, you're not supposed to make mass Marines against Colossus. But I did kill his entire base. And he actually recalled. Interesting. Like, he doesn't have a lot of probes. I think we have actually managed to do it here, guys. Now, we still need to kill his army one more time. But this was as good as it possibly could be. I am so lucky that he decided to attack me. If he didn't attack me there, I would be in a world of trouble. And now we're suddenly in a very winnable position. Now, a little bit of lag. Oh, I think it might have been me, actually. Could have been him, could have been me. Hope it doesn't show up poorly in the recording anyway. Now, I have 55 Marines. I would imagine he's probably moving out again. Because if you lose that many workers, there's usually not a point in sitting back and defending your disadvantage, I guess. You know, not really any point in doing that. So he's moving out again. He has +1 attack. I'm gonna have to not soon. I was gonna say relatively soon, but actually it's not soon at all. But now, maybe in the meantime he was able to probe this up again. If he was making probes with Chrono Boost, that would be a fully saturated mineral line. I'm actually gonna get a sensor tower here. And then I'm just gonna stim in again. Let's see, there's probably a lot of probes here. Oh, he actually did not really probe up that well. A little bit of miss macro by him, but that's fantastic news for us. Okay, let's get a few more of these. Back off this base so I can take an Omega fight. Oh, that's so many probes that are gonna go down as well. And here I'm just gonna make an Omega concave. And I feel like it should be enough to win the game. Yeah, he doesn't have anything left. You'll go there. And then make this a planetary fortress. He's actually going to have 0 probes. There we go. GG, well played. That was a very nice guy. Alright, guys. This was awesome. Stim. Oh my god, look at my army. 65 Marines. Stim combat shield, but no medevac against Protoss is an incredible challenge. And I'm happy we won this game. I'm probably going to try it again in this episode even because we won. But this was actually one of the hardest challenges I've done. And it doesn't look like it because he moved out and I was able to kill every probe. Like here, you recall and it's totally fine. But I think he thought, oh, there's already too much damage. I'm going to go for it. But that is the only way I could have won. So I'm very happy with this. Another double on the board. Let's move on to game number 3. All right, so we got it's another memer. We have a Zerg portrait Terran player. Is this like the meta in Diamond League? You make a fake portrait so everyone thinks you're a different race. Like, I'm still confused. I was just thinking about a strategy against Zerg. Now, Terran. Can we also beat a Terran with Stim and Combat Shield but no medevacs? I think we can. And I mostly think we can because usually Terrans are not just going to sit back and make siege tanks. If he would do that, he doesn't know my strategy, right? If he would do that, if he would just sit back and make tanks, there's not much I can do besides wait for him to move out eventually. But if he just starts moving out and gives me some opportunities to get in there, do some damage, outplay him. And I think that's going to happen. I think we're going to have a good shot here. Now, for my 200 Marine against Terran idea, I would rather have medevacs than not, but it's fine. I'm gonna do it without medevacs for this challenge. I think it's really fun to do these sub-challenges, at least until I'm Masters, right? Really see the limit of these units. Like, can you win with Marines if there's no medevacs? Apparently, you can win a decent amount of games. They're not easy, but you can. I'm gonna have to scout early. I'm a little bit afraid of going for a reactor. Like, you know, going Marines in TVT is a little bit sketchy in the opener, but I might be able to get away with it. I think I'm gonna make a reactor first anyway. Or am I not? I'm very torn about it. I would love to make a reactor first. I think it's just, okay, he's SCV scouting me, then I'm gonna do it. If I didn't see that SCV, because that SCV basically means there's no proxy, unless he's doing something really insane, in which case, I guess he wins the mind game. But, you know, at least I'm pretty sure now it's not gonna be a weird-ass cheese. And if I didn't see that, I probably would have made a Marine first. There we go. Gonna build that there. He is going for a standard double gas. Oh, it's actually a gas first. Okay. I got mind gamed a little bit because he's doing a slightly outdated version of the build. Normally you make your depot before the factory. But he's playing a slightly outdated version, which is gas first. So I thought the depot was already down. But because he went to factory first, it actually wasn't down yet. So that is gonna lead to me losing my SCV. But now I can actually scout the saturation on his gas. As you can see, he only has 3 on gas. Which means that an all-in is definitely not coming here. Which is very comforting to know. I'm gonna get another barracks. This is such a weird build to do in TVT, by the way. 3 racks. It is actually, you just don't see it. I think if we're talking about peak builds for Marine Medevac to Grandmaster, I think 2-on-1 has to be up there. Like getting a really fast 60 Marine stim drop with 2 Medevacs is just the way to go most likely for this challenge. Because I think even in TVT it's pretty decent. He's gonna throw a grenade. That's a little bit annoying. He might jump in my main at some point, which does worry me a little bit. Like, I had to make this bunker already instead of my 3rd barracks. But I think it's most likely gonna be fine here. Now, if I have 3 Marines here and he jumps up, he's at least gonna trade inefficiently. He might still win the fight, but it's not gonna be a great trade for him. He's gonna lose a lot of health on his units. And probably lose a few units as well. Okay. I think now he's probably gonna try and jump up here. Because he just saw I had so many Marines at the front. Here we go, and now I'm splitting them 4 by 4. If he jumps past this bunker, he's pretty crazy anyway, so I don't think he's gonna do that, but we'll see. I'm gonna get my stim up already. I do think there might be some kind of potential in these builds, by the way. Because if you play... Let's say you play 3 CC to 3 racks, and your opponent is not doing an aggressive build where they push with tanks. Your build could actually be totally awesome. So this build, I feel like it could either, you know, just fall flat on its face, or it could look pretty sick, you know? Now, I'm surprised he didn't try to jump into the main, especially after me doing a freaking reactor expand. Because who the hell does reactor expand? But I guess maybe he didn't really realize that I was being greedy, or maybe he could also be going for like a cyclone drop or something. Not quite sure. I guess we'll have to see. His name, JMS. That's like, what was that stand for again? Japanese Maple Story. I used to play Maple Story. So you had like Yeah, like the Korean sir, the Japanese sir. Yeah, I was wondering, like, it just sounded familiar to me. That's not probably not where his name is from. It's probably like a famous singer or a band or whatever. I have no idea, but that's where I know the abbreviation from. But should I actually, you know, I might be able to just do a normal 3-rax timing here. I feel like no one would ever do that against Terran, but I guess I might as well give it a shot. I mean, I have the tools for it at this point. Oh, he's dropping in my main. Okay, this is gonna be very awkward. I feel like his build is hitting like a minute and 30 seconds too late, but I guess I don't mind that much in this case, because I'm the one trying to defend it here. Oh, he grenaded his own unit. That's pretty nice. There we go. Just gonna fly away. He probably could have traded there, honestly. It didn't seem like a fight he would lose if he actually microed a little bit, but I guess he's just gonna try and save his units. Now, if he does not have defense at home, I could actually, like, one tank and this is shut down. But if he doesn't, he doesn't have, oh no, his marines are going down. Okay. The splits. Not the best splits I've ever done, but good enough. And now if I split them all one by one, I could kill a lot of SCVs here. Let's get close. Oh, he's gonna lose so many. Guys! How did I just broke 2 tanks. No freaking way. How did he get owned by that? If he A-moved his SCVs, he would have held this really easily, because I wouldn't be able to get close. We're targeting the medevac here. There we go. And it seems, guys, like I have beaten every race in this episode without medevacs and just marines with stim and combat shield. Now, it does require, you know, finding the right opportunity and stuff. But I think it is pretty awesome that we're going to achieve this, at least. They are celebrating a bit early, but it is hard to imagine losing this game after killing his entire natural mineral line. I even have my 1-1 halfway done as well, which is pretty crazy. Third CC is gonna... He does have a third CC way fast. He has a better setup than me. I'll give him that. You do have to admit that. He has a better setup. He has same amount of barracks, but he also has a factory and a starport, and his third CC is faster. I still would give myself the lead, though, for sure. Because I think I straight up have 15 more SCVs or so. But no, I don't think I'll be able to push into his natural. Maybe with 1-1, you know. But upgrades are insane, by the way, in TVT. I talk about it a few times, I think. But in TVT, upgrades are straight up broken. If you're up one set of upgrades, Marine versus Marine, it's insane. Like, if you have tanks, of course, it doesn't matter as much. But Marine versus Marine is just absolutely crazy. So my 1-1 is going to finish. He's going to get a second tank soon, which scares me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in pre-spread. And then, you know, deny a little bit of that splash damage. There we go. The splits are insane once again. Oh, those splits are actually very nice. Wow, let's freaking go, guys. Woo! Stim A-move, baby. Well, that was not quite an A-move, but it is the name. And we have one with Stim A-move 3 times, 52 SCVs. How many did I kill? 28 workers killed. This is incredible, by the way, guys. I traded double efficiency playing only Marines. Marines are typically not a super efficient unit. I mean, they are against Zerg, but in the other matchups, not so much. I trade double efficiency with just Marines against tanks and against Reaper Hellion Drop. That is incredible. Let's play a final game. Alright, game number 4. A Zerg player called Alexio. That's a very fierce portrait right there. That's like a... Is that Thrall? That's an orc, right? Or whatever. I'm not that into the lore and stuff, guys. I'm sorry. Alexio, alright. Could we do a cool cheese here? I kind of feel like doing something silly for this last game. We beat every single race. I mean, that sounds like there's a lot. There's only 3 races. I beat every race with Stim and Combat Shield without medevacs. Excuse me. Some games were easier than the other. Some games were very, very difficult. But I think now it's probably time to do something silly, but I'm not sure what. I would like to do just an absolutely ridiculous all-in, you know. But I feel like if I do a ridiculous all-in, there's a decent chance I lose as well, which makes it risky. I'm gonna do a 5 racks 1 base all-in, okay? I'm just gonna build a Marine very fast in my own base, deny the Overlord, and then just build 4 more barracks in my main base and just attack at some point. I feel like that's a build that really shouldn't work, but who knows, guys? We're just gonna try. If you find out even more fun cheese, it's only gonna get better, right? So, alright. I guess I'll... Oh yeah, I actually have to get my second barracks already. I'm not even gonna make a natural here. I wonder if I should pretend to scout. Scouting is actually pretty expensive if you're doing something like cheese. So, I'm not quite sure if I want to do that. I think I'll just hide like a bunch of barracks here on the left side. This could actually backfire very hard if my opponent... If my opponent plays something cheesy, I might be in trouble. Because their attacking units are going to scout what I'm doing. And in another case, if he's going for like roaches, then his units are just going to defend what I'm doing, right? So it is actually a little bit scary. I'm going to scout here. Should I make an orbital? Probably not. I think. Orbital is going to be a little bit too expensive here. I do need to find the Overlord, by the way. Maybe I should check with this SCV a little bit. Okay, the Overlord is right there. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Now, I know where the Overlord is. I also can just go ahead and... he's actually playing cheesy stuff. Okay, well, this is gonna be hilarious. I'm still gonna do it, guys. Frick it, okay? I'm gonna hide all these barracks. I'm just gonna pretend I'm expanding in the main or something because I saw his Zerglings, right? And I just hope he's not gonna cheese me any further, basically. It's gonna be really stupid. This is gonna be the stupidest game yet. So what does he have? He doesn't have gas. Oh, this is actually huge, guys. He doesn't have gas, which means he's probably not gonna make roaches or something like this. And we're gonna be able to do a massive marine attack. Maybe I shouldn't have made this barracks, actually. Or maybe just cut an SCV. But this could actually be really huge. Because to him, it just looks like I'm scared, you know? He just thinks, oh, he probably canceled his CC. He's shitting in his main base because he's scared of my attack. And at the same time, I'm getting a nice economy. This is looking pretty good for me. That's probably what he's thinking. But in reality, I'm going to hit him with a really fat all-in. Nice to get 35 damage on that Overlord too. Now, I think now I have 4 Marines. I can probably move out and deny the Zerglings. And then I'm just going to do a huge SCV pool. The only thing that's a bit weird is if I pull my SCVs, I won't be able to make Marines after that. So that is definitely something I have to consider. Oh. Definitely going to win this trade, so nothing to worry about. A little bit sloppy by me, though, walking into the units. Okay, I think it's time to go, guys. I'm going to pull... What is this? 11? Yeah, I mean, it's not a very specific number, is it? But I'm going to pull 11 SCVs. I was... Oh, that's an accident. I was making it sound like I had a very specific number, but I really just boxed my SCVs and just moved them across. Now, is he going to see this coming? His Overlord's in the bottom. I do know that, like, pro Zergs only send 1 Overlord across. I feel like the lower the MMR is, people might be a little bit more crazy with it. So it's definitely possible that there was a second Overlord here on this pillar. I feel like he still hasn't seen me. He might just... like, I wouldn't be surprised if he just has nothing. He has a few Zerglings. He sees my attack. Is this a shit? The screen is getting... How many drones does he have? It's probably full. Yeah, all drones. Alright. I think we have won the mental warfare here, guys. That is fantastic news. I mean, I actually... Somehow this build is perfect. Look at my supply. This is about when I was running out of money, so that is fantastic. Now, he's has a drone drill, but I have just way too many Marines at this point. If I lose this, I'm going to write an email. That's so they can buff the Marine. But yeah, this shouldn't be too difficult here. Pretty much an A move. Lying to my name because I'm A moving without stim. But I think this was incredible. GG, there we go. 4 wins in the same day, guys. I think this was a really fun episode. 3 wins, stim and combat shield, no medevacs, awesome games, and then a really funny cheese at the end. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. As always, leave your suggestions in the comments, guys. If you really want to see something in the show, let me know what it is. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.